Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. Today we will be discussing fragrances that upon initial spray, first sniff, I thought to myself, ooh, child, who will want to smell like this? And after trying them again, some of them made me change my mind. If you're interested to see what fragrances I'm talking about, let's jump right into the video. This first fragrance is probably about to get me into a ton of trouble. I don't care. Y'all know I don't care. I'm always here for the smoke. It is what it is, okay? This was like the most hyped fragrance since the Delina and the Baccarat Rouge. I mean, everybody was talking about this. Everyone loved it. It was the prettiest, signature scent worthy, spring, summer, blah, 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 okay? This house also gets touted as if it's the bee's knees. Sometimes I've talked about this and people come and tell me they have 12 to 15 perfumes from this house. I've tested so many fragrances from this house and not one of them did I want to purchase a full bottle of. I have some dupes from this house that I love, but the price point on this house is a joke to me, as well as some of the fragrances that I've smelled. So I'm not going to bash this fragrance because it is not the worst thing I've ever smelled. What I will say is it's nowhere near the best. It's not a holy grail. It's not a top 10. It should never have been hyped, in my opinion, and it's not full bottle worthy. I'm grateful that I didn't pay for the bottle that I have. This was actually gifted to me from a subscriber, and I'm grateful because had I spent my money on this, I legit would have been mad. Not at anyone on YouTube, at me for blind buying this thing here. I am talking about none other than Xerjoff's Dama Bianca. I'll give y'all a chance to clutch y'all pearls, to catch your attitude, and then come back to your senses when you realize you and I are different people. We don't always have to like the same thing. Honey, no ma'am, no sir. I am not here for this. So I am going to use it because it was gifted to me, and that is important to me. And it's not the worst smelling fragrance. I think the price point of it and the overhypedness of it is what irritates me about this fragrance more than anything. But there is a note in here, and I think it's the malt. It's either the malt or the kumquat, but I have kumquat in quite a few of my fragrances, and they don't pull like this. Whatever is happening in this fragrance, to me, there's a prettiness to it. There's like a creaminess to it, not lactonic, but a creaminess, a softness, a femininity. Something is not right in this fragrance. It smells a little off to me. It smells, yeah, no. This one here still doesn't do it for me. So, the reason I'm going to continue to wear this, again, along with it being gifted from a subscriber, again, thank you so much. You know who you are. Hashtag Terra Squad. I really love y'all. Y'all are so dope. So, and I'm talking about all of y'all, her and all of you. But for me, I just can't understand how when people smell this on me, this is a compliment getter. Compliments galore, actually. And I'm always confused because I've worn this twice. I've had a total of 5 compliments. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you smelling? Because when they describe what they get from this fragrance, it is not what I get from this fragrance. Somehow on my skin and in the air, people other than myself are getting something so much more than I am. So I think it's a whole vibe in order in regards to keeping it and wearing it because it is a pleasant compliment getter for those around me. But man, it's something in this thing that just pulls. It doesn't smell good to me. It does not smell good to me. It smells, I just don't even want to talk about it no more. I really don't. Because I don't want to make myself dislike it more. I'm going to get through it. I am appreciative that it was gifted to me. And I think I'm done with the House of Xerjoff. I just don't get it. Lyra was not all that to me. The price point, again, ridiculous. Dua does Xerjoff inspired by fragrances so well. I don't feel the need to ever purchase anything from that house. This next fragrance scared me. Guys, when I tell you when I sprayed this thing, I almost like projectile vomited across the room. It was nasty. And it reminded me of that, is it Santal 33 by Le Labo or somebody? I was like, I know I love sandalwood, okay? But I don't know if a like super strong, heavy sandalwood dominant fragrance is for me. Like I love This Is Her by Zadig and Voltaire, but there's so much more going on than just the sandalwood in that fragrance. This fragrance is from a house, this man I coined the term, the nickname for him, the king of musks. I love him, and the thought of finding a Narciso Rodriguez fragrance that I did not like really bothered me. So I packed it back up in the box, fully ready to return it, then forgot about it. This was right around the time that I was filming my last haul of 2022 video. Right when I, noticed the box again 2 or 3 weeks later, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to sell this on Mercari because I didn't wait too long to return it, blah, blah, blah. Let me try it again though, because Takara Thompson taught me long ago. We used to have these conversations. She's like, you gotta stop getting rid of stuff because you don't like it first sniff. Let it sit, come back to it, revisit, you never know. I try to keep that in mind. If it's not something that's just so disgusting, I know I can't even fathom liking it, like a Tom Ford's Black Orchid, or pretty much almost all of the Tom Ford fragrances and the entire house of Chanel minus the Chance line. Those types of fragrances are things that I know immediately I don't like, and it's going to stay that way. This is from the house of Narciso Rodriguez. This is Santal Musk. First of all, the packaging is absolutely stunning. This bottle gives me life. The back of it, it's just so pretty, okay? Baby, if you don't like sandalwood, I mean, honey, this smells 2,000% better than what it did on that first spray. That first spray was just wrong. It was super masculine. It was super dry. It was like, you know how people like to drink like a red wine that's super, super dry, and then they got to drink 3 gallons of water. I will never understand that concept. Keep your Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, all that madness away. There's one wine that I drink. It's a red wine, and it's called Serena Red, like Serena Williams. It's fantastic. It's sweet. It's bubbly. It's a dessert wine. If it's not that, you can miss me with that. If it's something that's gonna suck the moisture out of my body and leave me dehydrated, I don't want it. This was kind of like that. That's how just suck the essence of your life it was when I first smelled it. Now when I smell it, it is super potent beast mode sandalwood and the most beautiful musk that calms it and lends it to being some semblance of feminine so that I could be able to wear it. I don't know that I'll ever get through this entire bottle. Baby, this is just so much. Like, I would probably need to share this with my significant other to do any kind of dent. This is strictly for the fall and winter for me. I needed to be super cold to wear this. Luckily, it does soften up on me so that it, like I said, it lends to that femininity, because I can't do masculine. But honey, if you do not like woody fragrances, if you do not like sandalwood, don't. This is not a safe blind buy by any means, by any standards, unless you are obsessive about sandalwood. It doesn't smell like Le Labo Santal 33. It's creamier. It's feminine. It's got personality. It's got heart and warmth. It's nice and cozy and inviting. In moderation. Please don't go in heavy with this fragrance. Ooh, child. Too much of anything is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But it did turn me around. So I can appreciate it now, and I cannot wait to get a chance to wear it this fall and winter. I purchased this next fragrance from Rebecca Collazo during her last declutter. The way she described it made me feel like I really needed it in my collection. But when I first got it, how she described it was not what I was getting. And it scared me because this is like a pretty penny. She gave me a great deal. Don't get it twisted. It's like some kind of limited edition or rare type of thing because there's a note in it that like only blooms once every 57 million years, something like that. So I just wanted a chance to get my hands on it because I couldn't find it available anywhere else. Didn't know if it was ever coming back. Didn't know much about this house, but I had just purchased another fragrance from this house that's also on this list that I fell in love with. So I said, let me snatch this up. Let's see what we're gonna get. So when I first smelled Southern Bloom from, what is the name of this house? I never remember. Goldfield and Banks, Australia. Southern Bloom had this tangy note to it that almost reminded me of the way soy sauce or even orange tang would just hit you like right up in here. No, 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 no. Now it didn't smell like orange and it didn't smell like soy sauce. I'm just talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And I just was like, oh no, no, ma'am, I won't be smelling like that. I tried it. I tested it that day. Thought it was a no for me. Set it down. Came back about a month later, if it was that long. And the powder bomb that she was talking about, that powdery, yummy goodness. And I say yummy, not gourmand, because I love the smell of powder. So wrong choice of word. Fantastic powdery goodness. Come shining through. I am obsessed with this fragrance now. The masterpiece that this is, I am ashamed of myself for not noticing it up front. And I don't know what it was that was pulling like that originally, but I don't pick it up at all. And I've been searching for it to try to get myself to understand what that was and where it was coming from. Don't know, don't care. Maybe it was cold outside or hot outside when I bought it and the weather messed with it for a while. It is fantastic. If you can get your nose on it, I would suggest it. Don't know if the full bottles are being sold anymore currently, but it's a real beauty, a real beauty. Next up from the same house. Now this is a funny story because I don't remember what I was doing. I was on Twisted Lily buying some other stuff, right? And I remember seeing like this thing, you should try this or whatever. So I ended up getting a sample of it. Never heard anybody talk about it. This company was brand new to me, this Goldfield and Banks, Australia situation. And so I get the sample and I'm like, what is this? Like, there is something in here that's just off-putting to me. Went and looked at the notes. I'm like, what is it? And the name of this is Sunset Hour, by the way. Let me just go ahead and announce that. Sunset Hour. I started looking up videos because about 3 minutes in, there was like this candied almond, like sandalwood, sweet, beautiful vibe. And I was like, let me look up these notes. Let me see what the heck is in here. Let me see if anybody else is talking about it, if they get the same vibe as me. It was like 5,000 videos. Apparently everybody on earth knew about this and I just didn't know they knew about it because at that time I was really busy. I wasn't really on YouTube. I wasn't filming or watching or doing anything. I was just going through something personally. I said, okay, I'm not going to watch any videos. I am going to order a full bottle of this because whatever is coming in at this 3-minute mark has me hooked. I need more and I'm going to try to see if I can get past that opening like I have with several other fragrances. Southern Bloom being one of them, but also that K.I.L.E. Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. Sometimes if you just let yourself get acclimated with something, you let yourself get familiar with it, whatever was kind of herky-jerky, screechy to you can leave. That's what happened here. Sunset Hour is now a top 10 fragrance of mine. I don't know which one I'm going to bump off, but honey, this is definitely going on there. This is magic. Whatever is, I can't even remember the notes. Let me try to pull up because I have my database. Okay, so it says desert peach, raspberry, cashmere wood, sandalwood. I knew that was sandalwood. Jasmine sambac, mandarin orange, pink pepper, and benzoin and ginger. This thing is fantastic. This thing is fantastic. Something which is a little off at first. I don't get it anymore. This is a whole vibe. This right here is a masterpiece fragrance to me. Whoever did this put their foot, their elbow, their neck, their heart, their soul, their spirit, all of that in this fragrance. Man. Last but not least, I want to talk to you guys about a fragrance from the House of Nobile 1942. This is called La Danza del Lubellule. Gonna put it in the description box because I know I just butchered that. However, this fragrance hits different, and I don't mean that in a good way. When I first smelled it, it smelled like milk that was just getting ready to turn. If you drink cow's milk, you know what I'm talking about. Stop doing that, by the way. I am now an almond milk and a coconut milk girl, but I'm do what's best for you. I'm just trying to get dairy out of my life. So this fragrance smelled like milk that was like on the expiration date when it was just about to start going all the way left. but it was only for a millisecond. So much so that I actually bought the sample again 2 more times to combine it and put it in a sprayer so that I could really get a full wear. And there that note was again. Couldn't figure it out. The notes in this fragrance are red apple, bergamot, cinnamon, cedar, vanilla, coconut, and musk. I can only think about the red apple, coconut, and musk maybe clashing for a quick second. So months later, because I had definitely written that one off, somebody was in a cookie store and something they had on slightly reminded me of this. And I just immediately said, I want a full bottle. Now, that's how you know this perfume thing is really a problem, because there was no reason for me logically to say I wanted this thing. I didn't enjoy either of the times that I sampled it for real. You know, not enough to not have my stomach turn at first. Purchased a full bottle anyway from Lucky Scent. Immediately fell in love with it. It was like my nose knew something in me had changed. Something in me had acclimated, maybe because of something else I had purchased. I did the same thing with falling in love with Delina. Once I fell in love with Delina, I had an appreciation for D&G 3 L'Imperatrice, so I bought it. Just woke up out of bed one day talking about, I think I want to try that again. I probably like it now. I mean, look, I do this thing. Is all I can say. So, this is one of those creamy, and I know it's because of that coconut and that musk. It's creamy, it's light, airy, ethereal. It's weird to me. Weird in the best way. It's one of these, I don't have anything else in my collection that smells like a type of fragrances. It's one of those fragrances where I feel like somebody was being really creative and really, you know, moving with a purpose when making this. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, exactly what they wanted to get, and that's what they created. And I can appreciate that. This is a beautiful fragrance, and it smells so like I imagine the clouds at the pearly gates smelling like this. Or I imagine this, you know, this gives me like a purity the same way that Mont Blanc does, where you just feel like there's nothing but yummy goodness coming from whatever smells like this, like peace, tranquility, and even sexiness without trying to be sexy though. This is, I'm trying, y'all. Every now and then I find a fragrance that I find it hard to describe. All I can say is I'm obsessed with it. I think it's very beautiful. I think it is, you know, you can wear it to work if you want to. You can wear it date night. Like you're going to smell unlike the people surrounding you. You're going to smell like you're not trying too hard. Like you just naturally smell like this. Like you're naturally beautiful. You're naturally put together. Like this just makes everything okay to me. It's different. And it also comes across so special to me that, you know, I'm trying to wrap my mind around actually wearing it. I almost want to, you know, hold it like a prize or something. And I'm getting out of that. Like I used to hold on to a lot of fragrances like MFK and Delina, because then they won't have to repurchase them, first of all. But, you know, you only live once, and you definitely want to make sure you enjoy those things that you love while you're here. So I will find a time and an occasion to wear it. Guys, this is one that is super hard to explain. As I wear it more, play with it more, experience it more, I'm hoping that I can come back with a little bit more than what I gave you today. But that's just how it hits me. I really enjoy it. And the pack, it's just as beautiful as the packaging. Man, I just don't have anything else in my collection that smells like this. And when you're dealing with over 400 perfumes and you can say that, you know it's a winner. That is what we're always looking for, right? Where we get into this thing and we're like, all the designers starting to smell alike. I don't want to spend $500 on niche. What am I to do? And then you find something. This is niche for sure. And it's not cheap is what I'm going to say. You're not going to spend $50, 50 pounds or anything else on this. But to me, it was worth it and I could afford it. So, to be honest, none of these are cheap. So this, you know, I don't know if this is some kind of private line with Narciso Rodriguez, and if it would be considered niche, I don't think so. I think it's just a like high-end designer. But this is probably one of my first videos where none of the fragrances were, you know, cheap, or not cheap, but inexpensive. So I apologize for that, because I know the majority of you are like me, mostly, where we like to, you know, not lose our mind with our coins. But if you can afford it, or if you want to experience them, go to Lucky Scent or wherever else you get your decants or travels from and try these. I think they're very interesting. Again, I wouldn't suggest that you blind buy them because I didn't like them at first, which to me leaves, room for a lot of you not to like them and to continue not to like them. So just because they change into something good for me, with the exception of Dama Bianca, I want to be safe and say get your nose on them first. That is it for the 5 fragrances that I tried. And at first sniff, I was like, ooh, chat, who would want to smell like this? Thank you for spending this time with me today and listening to me talk about these 5 fragrances. If you own them or have tried them, like them or love them or indifferent, let's talk about it in the comments. For anyone who is ride or die for Dama Bianca, do not be mad at me. You know it's all love. You can have it though. So... Boy, sometimes I can be a stink butt. But we don't everything is not for everyone. We don't always like all the same things. So if you like it, I love it for you. Facts. Please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the Terra Squad, join my channel. I'd love to have you here. Select the notification bell, and please, even though I don't like Dama Bianca, share me across all your social media platforms for the Terra Squad. Let me tell you guys the blessings that have been coming with me. I'm about to do a collab with a house that I used to purchase. Man, I've owned so many fragrances from them. I am so excited to collab with them. Also, there's this do it thing that's going on. I put it in my community tab, but if you guys go and make your first purchase with them and you send a screenshot of your order over to them in Facebook and you put my email address, opinionatedscents@gmail.com, or you put my name, TeraMichelle, aka Opinionated Scents from YouTube, in the comment section of your order, they will kick me back a $50 gift card to be used on their website. That way I can purchase more doers for you. These people, you guys, in the Terra Squad, literally were naming me in these rooms, on the Facebook groups, and that is how these things are happening. That's how this stuff is coming to fruition for me. So I appreciate you so much, because I hear you guys talking all the time, more doers, more doers. Well, I've bought every single doer. I have like 120 doers at this point. I've sold some, gifted away some, and I have many. So it is nice to have a little break, to have somebody come in and say, okay, let us give you $50 off of a $65 bottle. And it makes it easier for me to continue to purchase the ones that I'm interested in, or the ones that you're interested in, to review them for you, since they don't really have an ambassador program. Because I am not trying to get back up to like 120 doers. Doers are so beast mode and long lasting that you just are not going to get through them all. So this will help out a little bit. And then for those that don't work out for me, or simply if I just decide I've reached my limit, I can continue to give away doers. So it's just a really great win-win situation. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me across all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You guys are just the best. I don't do TikTok. I'm not falling down that rabbit hole, but you guys have at it. So as always, I love talking to you guys in the comments. And until then, bye.